Okay, folks, we're back. Back with some trees that have not dried yet. And I went to the hardware store and I picked up some. This is about as thick as a piece of metal I'm going to be able to get. You know, unfortunately, it has a hole in here, but it doesn't really matter because you can't really put more than one tree on here. So if you put something like this, and I mean, they got enough grippage. Now, the bad news is I tested it, it won't go through the felt. So I'm probably going to have to just use a bed sheet. If you've got trees, you're going to have to paint up some kind of a bed sheet or something like that. So it is what it is. Well, a piece of cloth, not a bed sheet, you know, so. But this works pretty well. It's pretty strong. And you can get 2 trees out of this. Yeah, if the thing was solid, you wouldn't be able to get any more trees. So it doesn't really matter that there has a hole in the middle. But you need this kind of girth on there. And of course, the little trees will work just fine too. So now we're going to paint the trunks on these and see how good we can get them looking. And for that, what's this, khaki? We're not going to use craft paint for this. We're going to use, we want the stuff to stay down for sure. Hey Jim, how you doing, man? US field ram. I want a huge difference in color. Terracotta, US tan earth. Well, better than I deserve. Yikes. I had a coughing attack. I had water go down the wrong way just before I came online. And other than that, I'm doing fine. I had to do a little bit of time at work today. But no big deal. Really looking forward to seeing what this looks like. So let's try this US field wrap first. And let's put the super readers on. Yeah, I don't like that. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. So, it's got too much yellow in it. Let's try this green brown. Oh! Well, that's just as yellow. What the F, man? Well, I don't really want to use. I really don't want to use this stuff because I think this won't be as durable, even though I seal it. But this is kind of the color that I want, country tan. What game system is it for? Well, it could be anything, but it's for this right here. It's the game that nobody plays. The Face of Battle came out in like 2003, and I'm gonna call it Ultra Skirmish. There's a lot of these game systems like, oh, it's a skirmish game. It's made for you to run only one company per person. I'm like, that's not skirmish, man. That's, you're making decisions that you shouldn't be making. Let's see how watery this thing is. Oh, dear. That's what I'm afraid of. It's being too watery. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is better. Yep. So I'm just going to dry brush this lightly. And if that game system had never been invented, I'd probably be doing chain of command and probably modifying it so that it's got more detail with the vehicles. You want to get me disinterested in something, make me play something World War II that's generic, that feels even remotely generic. I'm not interested in doing that. I'm not interested in creating stuff, spending my good time creating stuff for a system that's not all that. So I did get a notification that my bricks from Australia made it into California. So maybe we'll get them next week. That'd be nice. Okay, now let's show you the difference here. Let's grab another one that's painted, another one that is not done. Take a picture. So it's like bolt action. Yeah, I saw bolt action being played, and it's not my cup of tea. But that's okay. I mean, different options are good for the consumer. Just with one color, looks that much better. Country tan. This is almost like the color of the jacket would be on the U.S. Army in World War II when they landed at Normandy. They've got like this little jacket, kind of like I don't know whether it's like an Eisenhower jacket, but that's what this color looks like. And then let's put it on the stand that will be underneath the grass. So you're going to have the in between that. So let's just do the same thing. This was super easy. But I don't want to use too big of a brush that I ended up getting all over these leaves. And I've had these trees for about 30 years. About time I did something with them. That way you don't have to look at these ugly ass trunks. I don't know if you were on here earlier. Faces of Valor. Face of Battle. Face of Battle. It's out of print now. I don't know why. Yeah, here's a picture that I took this morning of what the trees look like on a mat. And you don't have those stupid looking trunks on there. And it's just going to be the differentiation of where the trees are. Because when you put them back, they don't have to go exactly the same place. But you got to move them around. Measure. Guys throwing grenades and stuff in there, and they got to be movable. You got to have some flexibility with that. So I'm going to delineate the edge of the woods using pieces like this, stuff that you can recoup. So I'm going to have like a plastic baggie that's just full of stuff. One will be like for the bricks. When I get the bricks, same thing. But the bricks won't be delineating the edge of anything. They're just going to be around where the destroyed buildings are. We'll see how that works. I haven't brainstormed on that one. I've brainstormed on this a long time. So I got 2 of them done. Okay. I painted all these in the morning. Let's do a lighter colored one. Yeah, it's, you look at wargaming magazines. You look at these wargaming magazines, especially people in the UK, and they have these incredible looking battlefields. And I'm like, why can't I have them? Well, I can. I just have to put in the effort and make it happen. Like I was saying, I think before anybody got on this morning, I said I'm going to have to get educated on an editing program and be able to edit out the background, because I'm probably either going to play this in the kitchen or in the garage. There's going to be, in other words, there's going to be stuff in the background of the picture that won't be in scale or appropriate to the battlefield. You're playing in a garage, there's garage stuff in the picture. So I need to be able to edit that stuff out and then, superimpose something else there so that it's not, ruined. So the experience isn't ruined by, whatever it is that's out there. Dirty dishes, whatever. Stuff that's in the background of the picture that's not related to this. And then after this, we're going to go seal these things. That one looks like it's got a color on it, but it's not completed. What's going on here? What's the meaning of this? Yeah, I see pictures online of war game soldiers and strategy. I'm like, man, that's no fair. Those guys have a really nice looking battlefield. No, you can whine about it or do something about it. See, hopefully the internet doesn't, or the Streamlabs doesn't act up like it did this morning. It kind of left me hanging. Everybody left. And I think the feed dropped and I didn't get a notification or anything. So that's why we have 2-part videos this morning. Mr. Ben, welcome back. Just sending you some pictures of the hovel stuff with a 15 millimeter chop for size comparison. Some of the walls and 3 gates might be perfect for 1/72. All right, let's take a look see. You did? Okay, I'll have to check later. So you got yours in 15s, huh? I have a 15 millimeter Russian Borodino church I was going to use for a church in 20 millimeter. Way back when they didn't make buildings and for Russian churches. Now several people make them, and that's not even counting the 3D printed stuff. Oh, let me get a caffeinated beverage. I'll be right back. Damn Facebook Messenger slow. Well, if it's got pictures, it's definitely going to be slower. Let's see what we got here. Is that 6mm? It looks like it. Now let's wait till you got the picture. Ooh, you have a nice playmat. That felt. Yeah, that's not 6mm. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You gonna do stuff for the colonial stuff? Do people look down folks playing colonial gaming? Oh, jingoist wargaming. Oh. By jingo. Geek villain. That just doesn't seem like a really high list on the. That's just. How did he come up with that name? I get the geek part. What the villain? Why you gotta be a villain? Geek villain. There's one, I don't remember what it's called, that looks absolutely incredible. But it's really expensive. And, if you want it to be a certain size, you got to kind of make it yourself. Unless you're fine with it being. But, a 4x6 is kind of a standard size. I don't think that's going to be big enough for me. And I don't think I'm going to go teddy. I'm not doing teddy bear fur. That's just a mess. That is just a huge. Just that shit everywhere. I make enough of a mess with just using for the flocking and stuff. What the flock? Well, the bad news is these magnets aren't strong enough to go through the felt. But so we're gonna have to get some cloth. And there's no point in cutting an 8x8. Might as well go 9x9. Have a little bit of overhang around it. And we'll practice using airbrush on that. Plus we'll have scattered bits on it. So, yeah. Was that the last one I had done? No, this one. What was the name of that one? It's in the United States. And it looks really spectacular. Let's see. Terrain Mat US War Game Terrain Mat United States. It's not Battle Game, it's not FLGS. I want to say they were in Illinois or something like that. War Sigil. War Sigil is who it is. Muddy grass terrain. So here's a turf mat. It goes $90 to $150. Yeah, they're not cheap. But then it looks pretty good. But I don't like the idea that I'm forced to. These are the sizes I have to go with. 4x6, 3x5. I'm like, well, what if I want, you know, what if I want 8x8? Urban mat. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna make my own because then I have flexibility. And I don't want to have to spend a lot of money and then not be happy with results. We've already done that with terrain mats. I really tried to talk myself into buying a cigar box one at the last show, but I just didn't want to. It would have just been too thick. The magnets wouldn't have worked on this, so we'll have to get some brown base cloth. Okay. What else did we have? These look like they've been painted, so maybe I did this one as well. Okay. Where's that? Where's that donut? Yeah. So I should have picked up the Woodland Scenic stuff yesterday. Because it was at $5.99 and on Amazon it's $9.99. But I'll tell you what, I can find where that place is. Go grab it next time I'm in Orlando. I just knew I wasn't going to do anything with it for the time being, so no point in purchasing that stuff. Country ass tan. The older I get, the more immune to caffeine I become. What's one World War II area that just doesn't interest you? And then we're going to go ahead and finish up all these trees, and then take them out there and seal them. You know what? I'm thinking about it. I'm going to make a coffee. All right, all we got to do is just make sure we don't knock this thing down. And just having this color on it really dulled out the plastic experience, of the plastic appearance of the trunk. I don't know how useful like desert buildings would be for like North Africa. Seemed like all the fighting took place away from that. There's a one of the battles I was reading about. I want to say it might have been Operation Crusader. There was a mosque that some of the fighting took place in. Not a mosque. There was it was a Muslim holy site. A tomb of a prophet or something like that. I want to say it was during Operation Crusader. North of the airfield. North of City Rizai. City Rizai. I call it City Rizai. I won't listen to Tick too much. Just like I was watching something the other day. I just can't get behind calling the capital of the Ukraine the new way to call it. It doesn't mean I favor one side over the other. It just, it's for thousands of years it's been Kiev. There's no reason to change the name of it now. I'm just like, I'm not gonna call it by the new name. Sorry. I'm old school. It's still Bombay to me too. And Madras and all that. There was a mosque and some farm compounds near Longstop Hill. And that was because that tank warfare game from Graviteam. Oh, the one from... is that turn-based, by the way? I know which one you're talking about. And, and there's some games that have a really loyal following. And I don't know that I've given out... It reminds me of Combat Mission. And I had a demo of Combat Mission that I used to play on my old computer, and it didn't run well. And it's on sale for £5.61, so about $8 for all the campaigns. You bloody enabler! I still haven't played the Normandy game much for the name of the game. That game I can never remember the name of it. Call to Arms, Gates of Hell, Ostfront. Yeah, I haven't played that one much at all. And Ultimate Admiral's Dreadnought. I really like that game, except that I'd rather play World of Warships because I'm actually doing some range estimating instead of just hitting play and making semi-strategic type decisions where I'm not actually doing the fighting. All right, let's fire up Steam. Summer sale. I can't stand that they're on Pacific time. That's just some make-believe time. If you're not going to be on Greenwich Mean Time, you need to be on the Eastern Standard Time. There is nothing else. Sorry. Tank warfare game Graviteam. All right, so I'm going to do a search for Graviteam here. Graviteam Tactics. Graviteam Tactics. Mias Front. Operation Victory. Operation Star. Oh, Operation Star. That's a relief of Stalingrad thing, if I remember correctly. Isn't it? Or am I losing my mind? I would have really liked Combat Mission, except it didn't have all the figures. Oh, it's Matilda's in Soviet service. Damn you, commie. Oh my god, it's 14 years, it's like 12 years, it's a 12-year-old game. I still haven't played the close combat ones that I got. The new close combat games. I can't play that. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be doing Eastern Front stuff. I'm not ready to do that yet. Tank Warfare Tunisia. Operation Star is the older version of Mias. All the missions have been ported at this point. Okay. Let's go back. Grab a team. I always wanted to play the Eugen games. What is it? Steel Division ones. And I was searching for something else. I was searching for. Oh my God. There's a guy that posted on Friday. And Steel Division 2 is only $10. I have a feeling I wouldn't like that game. I have a feeling I'd like the graphics. But why is this only $10? But it's going to be like, go over here and do this, go over here and do that, go over here and do the other thing. I'm like, holy crap, man, leave me alone for a second. There's a guy that posted on one of the Facebook pages, and I really resisted commenting on him, and I didn't. I just laughed. I laughed at his comment, and it was about a Tiger tank or something like that. There's a picture of a Tiger tank, and he commented it. It said, Tiger tanks weren't all that. They struggled just to penetrate the sloped armor on the T-34. And I'm like, you're a fucking moron. I'm not going to reply to you. But I'm going to bring it up on my show, and I didn't think about it this way. You know, the Tiger did struggle, period. But it wasn't because there is no range that it couldn't devastate a T-34 at. There's no, I think your Steam might have been downloading an update. I don't know. Let's make sure it's not running. We don't need extra shit going on here. There's no range that a Tiger can't penetrate a T-34. Sloped armor or not. That just, there's no T-34 that has enough armor that can stop an 88. Even at extreme range, it's a no-brainer. Now, can it hit it? Or is it too close and the Tiger has trouble rotating that fast? That's different. Was it unreliable? Mechanical issues? Sure. But so was the T-34. I mean, the T-34, was, all World War II tanks, they didn't last very long until you had to do an engine overhaul. You're talking about a couple 100 miles or something like that. And that just sounds like ridiculous, and it kind of is, but, you're not going to take one tank and drive it from Berlin to Moscow. It just isn't going to happen. You're going to need to switch the engine out. And that's even without being in combat conditions, so. Oh, this one's done. Let's add the thing on here. So yeah, this guy's like, oh, the Tiger struggled against the T-34 even with sloped armor. I'm like, I know it didn't. Not even close. Not even close. The German tanks struggled penetrating the T-34 until the Long 75 came out. Until the Mark IV 75, the L-48 came out. Once the L-48s came out, it's got no problem penetrating the T-34. Maybe, not at extreme range with the L-48, but it's going to be in better shape than the T34 is giving it. Now, if you're talking about the T34 85, yeah, that 85 millimeter gun makes a big difference compared to the 76. But I mean, the Germans were terrible at maintenance stuff, but the Russians were just as bad. I think I read somewhere that they made like 50,000 T-34s. At the end of the war, there was only like 10,000 around. That's a lot of tanks knocked out. Oh, the Tiger did not struggle against a T-34. Now, it may have struggled in the conditions, because of, it can't get away from air support, air superiority, it breaks down on the road, sinks into the mud, all those kind of things. But I don't get it in them pissing matches with people I don't know. I don't get them with people I do know on the internet. Because, you're never going to convert the guy. The guy's going to be right. He's already decided he's going to die on that hill. But I see some crazy stuff posted about what I would consider as common knowledge of the Second World War. Just absurd stuff. Oh, visitor time. Okay, well, I'm going to be invaded soon, so I'm going to have to stop this earlier than I had planned. But maybe we can at least dry brush all the sticks. Once we do this, the next thing is we got to do the rest of the grass, the shading on these other trees that are in this pile, and then we can go seal them. Mainly for the trunks. Don't need to worry about this top stuff. It's not going to come off of the foam. And if it does, you just come back and put more of it on there. It's not like it's going to get worn out fast or anything. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Good thing about buying stuff on Steam is you can try it for a little bit, and if it's just total dog shit, you can get your money back. That's always a nice thing. had to do that a couple times. And somebody was recommending the Ultimate General Civil War, and I'm like, all right, I'll play a Civil War game. And it was okay. It looked really good, but in no shape did it feel like I was playing a Civil War type game. It might as well have just been Warcraft. So I'm like, well, that's not a keeper. What happened? We lose everybody? Well, I'm going to have to stop here in a moment, anyways. So. Can't remember if I mentioned it, but the guy that I game with on Mondays told me he sculpted a range 20mm casualty packs of 10. Really? Why do you game on Mondays too? Does your gamer have a weird schedule as well? Just say no to Monday gaming. I'd rather Friday gaming, not Monday. Monday, it'll screw up my whole week. And my week just started. I'm not going to dive into this. He said he sold them to, I think they're the ones currently on Lancer. Okay. Yeah, Lancer are the guys that took over the Queen's Hussars stuff, among other things. They actually might have the Skytrek stuff too, or some of the Skytrek things. Lancer miniatures. Lancer miniatures. Well, at least they don't spell it Launcer. Oh. Lancer miniatures. Ooh. 20mm. Nope. 20mm ranges. 20mm ranges. Dead Plastic Soldier Company? Not many. I don't really like the Plastic Soldier Company figures. They're okay. The tank commanders are okay, but World War II figures. Let's see. Oh, they make Western Desert stuff? Eighth Army Casualties. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see what's going on there, those pictures. I'm going to be painting probably some Airfix figures, unfortunately, if I go to the Western Desert. I mean, I might as well try, give them a shot. Monday and Tuesday. He said he did them because nobody did packs with multiple poses for casualties at the time. Oh, they just disappear, man. They don't need to be on the battlefield. All right. Well, I got people I'm going to be invaded here. I got family members that I was warning are coming, so I guess it's just going to be a visitation day today. But I will try to get back on later today if time allows. If not, see, tomorrow I've got something I've got to do, so I won't be able to be online tomorrow. And well,